Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of CEO at the Gas Pump, where leadership, entrepreneurship, and strategy sparks real-world conversation. With us today, guys, we have a special guest. To be fully transparent, this is a family member of mine as well as a mentor. I have my big cousin here, Mr. Darren Hunter. Darren Hunter, how you doing, man?
Awesome, man. How you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm well, man. Improving every day.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
All right. So for the viewers, who is Darren Hunter? Um, tell us about yourself.
My name is Darren Hunter, of course. I'm a CEO of H&M Enterprise Ltd. We out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Started about 12 years ago in this business. Wanting to do something different. Actually, well, let me say this: not even want to do nothing different. I started off working for a company called NEPAT, and I kind of worked my way up the ladder. Started off as a just a regular employee. Then I went to lead, and then I went to manager. They put me as manager of a city called Greensboro, and uh, I just learned the business and trained and fell in love with it. Just fell in love with you know veterans. Because you get veterans on your truck, and they tell you a lot about life, and you just get relationships with people. And I was like, hey, I'm actually helping and making a difference. And that's what I fell in love with that part of it. And my father was a disabled vet also, so it was definitely a way for me to give back. So that's pretty much it.
You said you started at a company named NEPAT. So what did you do exactly at that company?
Same thing I'm doing now, non-emergency transport. Yeah,
Okay, so your business is in non-emergency transport.
that is correct. Non-emergency transport. But yeah, we transport veterans from uh, their home to the VA, where they either do dialysis or whatever kind of doctor's appointment they have, and take them back home. That's what we do.
Okay. So within that business, um how did you get to that point? Like how did you go from an employer to, you know, doing it on your own?
Well, like I said, I kind of moved up in the ranks at the company that I was at. Just, like I said, when you're having fun, it ain't like working. So,
Mm.
I enjoyed it, and, it showed, they was getting a lot of good reviews from, patients and establishments. And, I kind of helped them grow the business too. I mean, because, I would actually go out and help them find, because we were doing nursing homes also back then. Well, that's what they were doing, nursing home. They really weren't doing the VA. I did that on my own, but, just, getting nursing homes to come on board and let us transport their patients. And um, that's pretty much how I, kind of got up uh, to where I'm at. I actually took the time to understand the business, took the time uh, to see how I can improve in the business. A lot of times, you work for a company, then you just work there. But since I enjoyed it so much, I was like, hey, this is something I think I could do. I think I can, make a career out of this. So I started looking into other ways of helping the company and helping the company that I work with grow. And it actually worked out to my benefit because later on down the line, the owner was wanting to get out the business. So by him wanting to get out and me wanting to get in, that seemed like a perfect situation.
Mhm, I
so
agree.
so I sat down with him and talked to him about the business and told him what my plans were, and we decided to put something together to where I could purchase the business from him, and I was like, well, hey, I ain't got XYZ dollars to just come in and purchase, a business like that. So, by me having a relationship with him and by him really wanting to sell the business, we did what's called creative finance. And I want to tell your viewers that it's not all about just having all the money up front. If you invested in a business, or depending on how bad the seller want to sell, you can do what's called creative financing, and that you can draw up a plan that works for both of you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. I mean, to not go into major details, but that's what we did. We worked up a plan that could give him an exit strategy, and get me ultimately what I want is the business. So we worked that out, and man, here I am. 12 years later.
Mhm. So you, negotiated with the previous business owner and created financing terms that was more suitable for you to where you could pivot and become a business owner to go into federal contracting.
Exactly. Where at the time, I didn't know I was going into federal contracting. I was
Mm.
just doing nursing homes. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Nursing
Uh-huh.
homes, and hospitals, things of that nature. But after I got into the business, and I saw the revenue, I said, well, this is more money than I ever made, but it's got to be more. You know what I'm saying? Something in me was just saying it's more. So I just started, doing research, man, and then I came up on Sam's, and it started from there. Once I got Sam's, in my books, I just start studying that, and then I found the non-emergency transport, and and it just went from there, man. I just start seeing, okay, this is a real lucrative business. It's way more than what I thought it was. And that's when I knew federal contracting was the only way to go for me.
Mhm. Okay, you said something. You said you ran across Sam's and got your Sam's profile. Can you explain to the viewers exactly what is Sam's and how did you just stumble across Sam?
Well, Sam's is uh, it's the government site that has all of uh, the uh, the jobs, or the bids that you can go on and find. Whatever you do in life or in business, you can go on Sam's, and they pretty much got a job for you. So
Anything for federal contracting,
yeah,
correct? Yeah.
anything for federal contracting. I mean, Sam's is where you're gonna go to find it. And
Mhm.
then and once you open that window, I mean, everything else just opens up. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a new world that opens up. And I'm so lucky to have found Sam's. And and I think someone did mention it to me. I think that's what kind of sent me that way. But that was so long ago, I don't really remember exactly. So I don't want to say,
Mhm.
either this or that. But I did uh, start to research it and look into it, and you know, the government needs employees too. I mean, or not employees, but they need contractors to come in and help to keep things moving, and that's what Sam's does. Sam's helps contractors to come in and help the government out, and it's a good thing. So
So somebody introduced you to Sam, and then you went on there. You got the business from the previous business owner. Then you heard about Sam, and you went to go look at federal contract opportunities. How did you know what to look for? Did somebody tell you you should look in this industry? These are the next codes you should look at, or if did you even know what a next code was at the time? Or
I didn't know what a NAICS code was. I didn't know what to look into, but I went to the search and put in, non-emergency transport, and bam, things came up. You know what I'm saying? And like I
Mhm,
said, I just fed off that, man. I just, every day I'm in Sam's looking like, okay, what's going on? And I'm a quick learner, so once I did that, things start working out. It just start popping up, and Dunn's numbers and all those things start popping up, and
Mhm.
I just started moving forward with it. Um, and I got to the point that I was like, okay, let me see if uh, what I'm doing is correct. So then I found a list to where I can call the primes for uh, the non-emergency transport contracts, and I started doing that. And it was pretty. It wasn't bad as I thought. People were uh, they were okay to talk and let me know, hey, this is what's going on. Um, we'd love to have you, sub for us. If we have something in your area, because they're trying to grow their business also. So it was a pretty good thing once I really got into it. It took a while to really understand it, but like I said, I just stayed persistent. I just stayed on it. Now I think with companies like yourself and other companies that you can move quicker through the process. But when I first started, it was just like hey, I had to do everything on my own and learn this business.
Okay. You brought up something good. You said that you reached out to prime contractors and you found the list. Do you remember exactly where you found that list of prime contractors at?
I don't remember the exact place I found the list, but I did run across it,
Mhm,
and it was a printout of all the prime contractors that it was on Sam's though. All the prime
mhm,
contractors had been awarded the
mhm,
contract. That's what it was. So yes, it was the prime contracts that were awarded the contracts. And once I looked at it, it had the information. So I just called and start asking, hey, do you have anything in my area? Do you need subs? Just really just trying to have conversation to see what I can learn. Like I said, once I got somebody on the phone, you know, it was great. It took a while to get people on the phone, but once I got them on there, man, I found out that they need us just as much as we need them. I mean, and that's the business because everybody don't buy 15 trucks to run, you know, uh, their contract. A lot of them just use subs. So it's just that type of situation, and it taught me a lot, and I'm glad I went that way because, like I said, I learned a lot from it, and now I know how to move better in the federal contracting field.
okay. All right, so you made a outreach to some prime contractors, and when you finally got that prime contractor who was interested in partnering with you or subcontracting work out to you, I should say, how did that look? How did the conversation go?
Uh, Actually, uh, I introduced myself, say who I was and what we do, and told them my location. And I think I was kind of shocked when they said, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea." Because I was like, "Hey, I'm Darren Hunt. I'm here in we're here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We cover Kernersville, uh, the Triad area, all the way to Charlotte. And just so happened, you know, the Prime had got the contract for Salisbury, and Salisbury covers from Charlotte to Kernersville. So perfect, bam. So they was like, yeah, we're definitely interested in you subbing for us and making things happen. So it did the ball started rolling from there. We started talking numbers, and once we did that, it set up pretty quick. And we started transporting for them, and I mean everything went great. I mean, it was a lucrative uh, a business decision.
So your first bite out of the apple in federal contracting was in the subcontracting space. So you got a subcontract from a prime contractor to do non-emergency transportation to disabled veterans or just veterans in general who needed who need transportation, or how did exactly what services were you providing?
Well, I've been providing services for just veterans. Most of them are disabled because non-emergency, is really wheelchair. Our vehicles carry wheelchairs. See what I'm saying? So most of them were disabled veterans. They got injured, maybe well in the service. We know they got injured in service, maybe at war or whatever. But disabled vets were our key customers. A lot of people, some of them walk on, but majority of them were, like I said, in wheelchairs. And back then I was doing nursing homes still. I was doing nursing homes and I was doing the VA, but now we strictly VA now. We don't even do nursing homes anymore. So,
So you were doing nursing homes commercially, and then
right,
on the federal side, federal contractor side, you was doing the VA.
exactly. That's
Okay.
correct. That's correct.
Okay. So,
Trying to move to the prime space now. I've
uh-huh.
been, yeah, I've been doing subcontracting for a while now. So uh, I'm ready, and I think that was a great place to start because, you know, that way you can get the ins and outs. You can get to know the lay of the land, know how uh, everything moves, in the federal space. So, it helped me out a whole lot. And now logistically, we're so logistically sound that, I mean, we could be a prime and do great.
Mhm. So, what's the reasons you think that, you know, have you, tried to go after prime contract, or do you think it's a reason why you haven't entered that prime contracting space yet?
Okay, well, first of all, the main reason is I'm not a vet. Okay, the VA, when it comes to contracting, the primes uh, are given to the veterans. I mean, they have uh, a, a pact with the government to be taken care of on that end. I mean, I'm sure exactly what that's called.
Yeah,
But
yeah. For the audience that don't understand what he's saying, or may not be privy to what he's saying, the VA has Public Law 109-461, which states if basically if any veteran or service disabled veteran bring a product or service to the VA, that they have to award that contract to them, long as they have the past performance and meet the bare minimum requirements. Then they have the authority to directly award that contract to the veteran or service disabled veteran. But yes.
exactly. And the VA stand on that also. They definitely
Hmm.
do. And so and I think it's a great thing. So, my thing is to see partnerships with service disabled veterans to actually get into that slot.
Well, you got your little cuz right here who who's a service disabled veteran, and from what you've been doing this for, you said, for 12 years now. So I understand that you got the past performance to perform on these contracts, so which means you're contract ready. You just need that I would call it a golden ticket, because
Exactly.
that's essentially what being a service disabled veteran, because we are in the season where, they increased the 3% goal of the contracts that they want to give to us to 5%, you know, and with
Oh,
SBA reduction, and yeah, yep, yep, and SBA had a reduction in small businesses, is down 48%. So they want us to be more involved. They want more small businesses, and to make a powerhouse team, I believe that us partnering together, teaming up will be a great move for both of us, because you bring the past performance and we bring the competence and in-house capabilities to execute on federal contracts and make you a prime contractor, and get you out of that subcontracting bubble, because that's what we want to do. We all, we're doing federal contracting because we all want to aim to be that. that prime contractor to be that top guy in the federal space.
I agree. Where were you at 12 years ago?
12 years ago, I think I might have been in high school. Let me see. Yeah, yeah, I think I had just freshly graduated high school. Yeah, about to go into the military. Yeah.
Hey man, I accept, man. I'm looking
Mhm,
forward
mhm,
to working with you, man. And that's been my goal. But I wouldn't trade the experience for nothing, man.
mhm,
I mean, cause
mhm.
just going, and just being a part of it. Now I can do it in my sleep, and that's where you want to be when you elevate to prime, because that's a whole nother level, Whereas I may be doing 10 trips a day for the VA, the prime doing 50. So I mean, you see where I'm coming from. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's it's a
yeah,
different ball game, and you got to be prepared to make that jump. And it's nothing like having a team or having a partner that can assist you in moving things forward. So yes, I gladly accept and I look forward to doing business with you.
right. Yeah, I like to hear that, man. And I'm glad we did this because now we could show the viewers that if you have a family member that's a veteran, or if you are the veteran and you're looking for a way to get into the industry, into federal contractor space, into the federal industry, you know, we could show you by firsthand experience by us partnering and basically being the proof of concept for you guys to understand that, you know, the power of partnering and understanding how to navigate this federal contractor space. So, I'm excited to see where how high we can take this.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm ready to go whenever you are. I think the main thing is, like I said, finding the contracts available, and they're out there. You can on Sam's. You get your next code, and if there's a type of entity that you're uh, interested in, you can get pings from Sam saying, "Okay, this contract is available for your entity." You can set it up for that to
Yeah,
happen, and that's very important for your listeners to know that the power of Sam's. I mean, that is everything when it comes to federal contracting.
exactly. Yeah, Sam is, that's where they post everything from federal contracts to grants opportunities on grants.gov. But yeah, for all federal contracts, opportunities is Sam's is where you go. That's where you have to register in order to, even do business with federal contractors. So I mean,
Exactly.
do with federal agencies. So yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. Good stuff.
Well, well, thank you, Darren. Thank you for your time. It was great having you on. I look forward to a follow-on interview with you where we could give the viewers some insight on what we do, what we created, what we decided to do, and the contract opportunities that we plan on winning, or that we
Right.
will win, I should say.
Right. And I think, this introductory it helps everybody to understand that, there's a start, but the finish is everything. So when our next one should be after we've got the contract, you know, and they can see the growth in our companies and the reason why you should partner up with someone. I mean, it makes it easier on you, and actually to get into the door in what I do, you're gonna need that if you're not already a veteran. So, yeah, man. Thank you for giving me a call, and thank you for allowing me to share with your viewers. What my upcoming and from where I started to where I am today. I mean, like I said, man, I'm not a prime, but I'm still making a decent living, way better than I ever expected, So, yeah, thank you for everything.
Yeah, and I can't wait to take us to that next level, man.
I can't wait either.
Yes, sir. Hey guys, this has been another installment of CEO at the Gas Pump. I'm Redtwan Hill, and my guest today was Mr. Darren Hunter. Until next time, I'll see you later, guys. I'm out.